Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomat YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny and Bert, the Dividend Diplomat. We're going to talk to you about a Dividend Aristocrat that has a 4.6% yield and an 11% 5-year average dividend growth rate. These metrics are off the chart. Best thing is the stock has been crushed recently. So we're going to tell you if we think it's a stock to buy right now.
It's like this is the best thing since sliced bread, guys. So smash that subscribe button, give us a nice thumbs up. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers. Thanks for rocking with us here on the Dividend Investing channel. Another dividend stock to consider buying, a Dividend Aristocrat stock yielding almost 5%. Keeps ebbing and flowing. That stock price, I swear, has
Mhm.
swung in like this $20 range for a heck of a long time,
Yes.
but it kind of trends a lot with what the stock market does.
That's right. We've covered this company a lot. We took our foot off the pedal. We can't wait to today to talk to all
But
of you.
Bert's bringing it back.
We're bringing
It's
it
it's like
back, baby.
it's like Shane McMahon coming back, and you hear that theme music. Hit "Show Me the Money."
I love it. We're talking about T. Rowe Price, ticker symbol TROW. So what has happened with T. Rowe Price? Down 7.25% in the last month. They had a bad week like much of the market had last week. Overall this year, they are down now officially 1%, and last year down 7.87%. So it's interesting what's going on. They recently released earnings landing. I thought that was interesting what some of the stuff that is in there for T. Rowe Price. They missed by earnings per share from expectations. They had quarterly earnings of 2.26 per share, just below their 2.28. So they missed by just 2 pennies. How could they, Lanny? What a travesty for T. Rowe.
They should have figured it out. Maybe
Yeah.
adjusted some accruals there. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Um, but I think the other big thing is that they missed estimates, but EPS is down. This is adjusted as well, so this is them adding back a whole bunch of junk. So it went from 238 Q1 down to 226 Q2.
Yeah.
Um, but as Bert indicates here in our notes, the Q2 of 23 income was 202 adjusted. So they're performing possibly better than last year, but still a declining EPS from the first quarter this year.
So let's move to the top line here. Net revenue was 1.73 billion, under consensus of 1.78 billion. So it missed expectations, just like on the earnings side. Similarly, it dropped from 1.75 billion in the prior quarter. So the revenue drop was much less drastic than the earnings drop. In like earnings, it jumped up from 1.61 billion last year. So what we saw the same trend for revenue and earnings, miss estimate, lower than last quarter, but also up from the same quarter in the previous year.
Yeah, and it seems like the ETF, the lower cost business, is growing pretty quickly for T. Rowe Price with over 5 billion assets under management in the ETF side. Overall assets under management was up quarter to quarter by about 1.7%. But they did see, net outflows of about 3.7 billion from an inflow outflow standpoint, not necessarily a market value standpoint, lower than the prior quarter of 8 billion net outflow. So that has slowed down a little bit.
Yep. And interestingly, I know Lanny said the assets under management jumped to 1.57 trillion from 1.54 trillion. We know what you all are going to say. How much of that was from market appreciation because the stock market went through the roof in Q2. Market appreciation increased assets under management only by 30.6 billion. So overall, things were moving up there for T. Rowe Price. It was a good quarter, nonetheless, despite the fact that it was didn't necessarily hit the estimates on the revenue and earnings side, but there were still a lot of positive trends for things you'd like to see.
Almost 25 billion by market cap company. There's a lot of things that they can do there. The balance sheet's usually pretty solid as well for T. Rowe Price, guys. But you're here because you're here with us. Look at this as a dividend stock to buy. We talked
Mhm.
about the narrative. We talked about the performance from this last quarter, but it's time to run through the Dividend Diplomat patent pending stock screener. Yeah, where we focus on those three metrics, Bert, that price to earnings ratio, less than the S&P 500. We look at them sometimes less than their competitors. The dividend payout ratio, the safety in the dividend, we prefer below 60%, and if we can, in that 40 to 60, aka giving you guys half to the shareholders and keeping half for the business to grow. Then we look at dividend growth because you want your passive income stream, of course, here on this channel. Of course, as dividend investors, you want that passive income stream to grow with dividend increases. And then Bert will suplex this one down with the dividend yield as a bonus metric.
We love it. So let's jump right in here. Their
Let's do
close
it.
as of Friday the 2nd was $106.47. EPS was 908. From a forward standpoint, that's a PE ratio of 11.73. We've been comparing it to their 5-year average too on some of these videos here. Their 5-year average PE ratio is 14.7. So not only is it a discount to the S&P 500, it is a discount to their 5-year average price to earnings ratio as well.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Obviously, that's a good sign, a good indication. I think my only question there is it's kind of been hanging around here for like 2 years now, I
Mhm.
feel like. So curious if is this the new norm for T Rowe? But let's get into the dividend payout ratio now. Paying 496 a year, spread that over 4 quarters, a 55% safe dividend payout ratio for T Rowe Price.
Yeah, their 5-year dividend growth rate is 11%, and they've increased that dividend for 37 years. So yes, they are a dividend aristocrat, and yes, they have a history of increasing that dividend pretty well. Although over the last few years, it hasn't been as strong. We got to say the good with the bad with the good. Strong increases on the front half of that 5-year streak. Last 2 years, not so great for T. Rowe Price shareholders.
Bad with the bad with the good with the bad, and probably no special dividends like they had a couple years ago or in the pipeline.
Mhm.
You need their business to kind of reshape again. You need that margin expansion. You need market appreciation. And I'll have to see, but I don't know if you're aware, are they involved in the crypto ETF market?
That's a great point. I don't think so. I didn't think they were out of the gate.
Right.
Thus, we'll see. Um, yeah, we'll have to see if that's a new way for them to increase it or if they're just staying away from it altogether right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, just more curious from a help maybe with their inflow outflow standpoint, guys.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a high cost fund too, so it's not your cheapest one.
They're like, are you crazy, man?
Yeah,
But to
yield.
get
Let's
into that
talk.
dividend yield, yeah. What
Yeah,
about the yield, Bert? All
with it
about the
falling,
yield.
it has jumped up to 4.66%,
Back. It's
which
back.
is which is well above that 5-year
Yeah.
average yield of 3.26%. So
What?
yeah, so another strong data point for T Rowe to show that it's been over the last 5 years, one company for years 1, 2, and 3, a different companies in years 4 and 5, and you can see a lot of these metrics are very reflective of that.
Yeah. Very interesting. Is this the trough for T Rowe Price? Yeah, I mean, here it is, T Rowe, an under 12 PE, below 55% payout, 37 straight years of growing dividends, probably a
Mhm.
lower dividend growth rate for the next few years. The dividend yield almost at 5% for a dividend aristocrat stock. What are you thinking here, Bert?
Well, I think it's very much shooting up my watch list here. I like T Rowe for all those reasons, but I'm not going to buy them above 100. If it hits the high 90s, then we'll start talking. So it's about 6% away right from getting below that. So I think at least 99, 99 or below, then I'll really strongly consider adding a share or two of T Rowe Price.
Bert's got 99 problems, but T Rowe Price is not one. Guys, what do you think of T Rowe Price? Are you buying the stock right now? Are you just adding by the tranches here, adding T Rowe Price stock to increase that passive income? I'm watching as well. Kind of like your thought process, getting it below 100. I'd probably be a buyer at that price as well. But let us know what you guys think in the comments.
If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and remember, you're either with us or you're against us, Jack.
Yeah, that was Bert the Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats over and